So, welcome everybody. Today on Soul Sufficient, I'm joined by Paul, who has recently bought 3 hectares of land in France in the Dordogne and is turning it into a small retreat centre. He's also building a fully off-grid cabin while living in a yurt on the property. We're going to dive into his story, why he chose this lifestyle, what it's really like building an off-grid property from scratch, and the process of buying land in France. So welcome, Paul. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Georgia.
I'm really excited to kind of dive into your story because a lot of, obviously, like with off-grid only, we've been trying to develop it now, so to expand more than just Spain. So I think it's going to be
Yeah,
really interesting for people to hear the process of, buying a property in France and what that's like, what your vision is, what your dream is, like why you chose that area. So I'm really excited to
okay.
share your story. So if you could just like go back for me and just kind of explain what life was like for you before you bought this land and what inspired you to buy this land?
Yeah, yeah. Good question. And actually, I'm um, mentioning I have 2 lives. My first life was the life in the corporate world,
Hmm.
being active in universities and vocational schools, mainly as an interim. So I wanted the freedom. I started to work from on my own in the year 2000.
Hmm.
But actually, being an interim is also going to work every day and have to obey to whatever people say and people decide. And I thought, okay, I'm around 60 now. So, do I want to continue till my pension, or do I want another life? I was burned out in 2016. And then I really thought about uh, what do I want and how do I want to proceed. I did a fantastic course in career counseling, and I also guided people. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm advising other people, and what do you do? You're
Hmm.
just um, sticking around in the same circle. Um, and then we and my girlfriend by then and I started thinking and dreaming. And the good thing is that if you sort of manifest it, um, things come on your way. And
Hmm.
we found a small farm in the north of France. I said, well, heck, let's go and see. And from there, we um, were searching for either a farm or a house or even a piece of land in the Bourgogne area, so more in the middle of France. And when we didn't find it over there, we ended up in the south of France, in the Dordogne. And there, in June last year, um, we found a fantastic spot of 3 hectares. And
Wow.
by then, it was uh, a very specific choice to buy land, not a house.
Hmm.
So,
And sorry, I
yeah,
was going to say, what was the thought process to buy land and not a house then? What was that decision?
we've seen houses
Hmm.
and, houses in France for, let's say an affordable price. They have a lot of things to repair or to renovate. And then I thought, okay, I buy this, but I will keep on investing in keeping up to par for the house. So I thought, well, what was your real dream? And my dream was sort of this green field, and to come there like you know, um, the ones in the Wild West once, and just see a piece of land, and okay, let's start. And where do we start?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so then I thought, okay, if I do that, if I just buy a piece of land, I can um, change it and improve it in the way I want and keep it a bit affordable too.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. So if you don't mind
Yeah,
me asking, how much did you pay for the 3 hectares of land?
yeah, it was 45,000, which is
Wow,
a good price
that's really
for.
good.
Yeah, and it's it's in the Dordogne. It's very very close to one of the uh, les plus beaux villages de France. So meaning one of the most nicest villages of France, Montpazier. Uh,
Wow.
it has a good view. The soil is good. No pollution. So yeah,
So
good.
when you started to really kind of go within and look at how you wanted your life to be, like what was the decision? So what is your vision? What is your dream? Like why? What's your big why?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, at, the first step was no, I do not want to continue like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's already for people, but also that by then for me, to really realize, okay, I don't want to proceed
Mm-hmm.
the way I work and live now. And then with me came the stage, but what's your dream? And my dream was freedom. My dream was living in nature, um, um, not needing a lot of money or luxury,
Mm-hmm.
um, and also being able to facilitate for other people to see that life.
Mm-hmm.
So to share that life. That's what I really wanted. And then the circle comes a bit around with my career counseling experience, because I thought, well, when there are other people who are interested in some sort of life, well, it would be nice if they would come and join and come with me for about a week, for instance, and stay here and live in nature, and we can discuss. By that time, my brand, Unwired, was started. I once read the American magazine, Wired. That
Mm-hmm.
was at the time that, everybody talked about, okay, let's get connected 24/7, more,
Mm-hmm.
more, the internet, but that's what I do not want. This more, more, more. Less is good. Um, it's the importance of well-being, of nature, of peace, um, and well, that's what I found. That's what I want, and that's what I want to share with other people.
That's amazing. So the vision is to host like a retreat then where people
Yeah,
can come and like you
yeah,
said, kind of connect with nature and really discover
yeah,
who they are, what they want out of life. Do they want to live a similar lifestyle?
exactly. Yeah, and retreats is nowadays, of course, very common,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want this five-star retreat center with a lot of luxury. So I think mine is a bit different. That's also because when I started with the safari tent,
Yeah.
and I've got three small tents uh, on the place too. But it's good enough. It's fine. And it has its luxury in a way.
I love that. So when you kind of came to this decision then of creating this lifestyle, what did people around you say? So like when you started telling like friends and family, I'm going to go and buy 3 hectares of land. I'm going to
Yeah,
create this retreat. I'm going to build an off-grid cabin. I'm forgetting the corporate life. What did they say to you?
yeah. It's been very, very similar. What
Hmm.
people reaction was. First was, oh wow, that's nice.
Hmm.
And the second was, I couldn't do it because of my pension, because of the risks. And then the questions arose. Uh, how do you do this? And what do you do when, um, you know, talking about the risks?
Hmm.
And I said, well, I can't answer because I don't
Yeah.
know. And I will see.
Yeah.
I just make step by step. And I'm convinced it will be okay. And I think that's the good attitude to start a project like I do. And fortunately, you are one of the people who invite us for a community with
Hmm.
like-minded people. And if you talk to like-minded people, then you share the same, okay, let's do it
Yeah.
mentality. And that's
Yeah.
nice.
I love that. That was part of the vision for creating the
Exactly.
community because
Yeah.
I know when myself and Jack wanted to move off grid and to live in Spain, like I don't think people believed us to start with. I think they just thought it was a fantasy dream.
Yeah.
But me and Jack were so determined, like this is the life we want, this is our vision. And almost you have to, it's like not tell people because so many times people will just put their fear onto you and will
Yeah.
actually talk you out of creating this dream that you want to create. So you have to be careful, I think, who you actually tell, like what you want your
Yeah.
vision and dream to be. But yeah, so many people put on their fear and their negative mindset onto you. But what I love about people who do just take the leap, and a lot of people of the community out here is just they're very brave and they'll just do it. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be challenges, of course. It's not going to be easy, but just go for it and just,
Exactly.
overcome those bridges when you get there.
Yeah.
Like, if you
Yeah.
start thinking of everything that could go wrong and what if this happens and what if this happens, and you'd never do anything in life,
Yeah.
you'd just stay stuck. So
That's it.
I love meeting people like yourself and within like the off-grid community, particularly where they're just like, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
And for me, like the idea of staying stuck in the corporate or the 9 to 5 or the rat
Yeah.
race terrifies me much more than thinking, oh, what if my power fails and I've got no
Yeah.
electricity for a week? Or what if, I don't know, like all these scenarios
Yeah.
that could happen off-grid living. I'd rather deal with that
Yeah.
than deal with a boss that I hate,
Yeah.
stuck in traffic for 4 hours a day, not having enough money to pay the bills and spending
Yeah.
time with family. So yeah, I think it's really inspiring what you're doing. And
Yes.
hopefully, this retreat is going to be amazing where people can come and stay with you and create their vision.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice. And one of the challenges was that I talked about we being my girlfriend and I that had this dream,
Hmm.
but then last year we split up. So I thought, well, what will I do?
Hmm.
And my first reaction was, I will continue,
Hmm.
but maybe there will be a change in the way I offer the retreats, not only by myself, but also being able to host
Yeah.
other trainers, coaches, people who do offer retreats themselves, to have a place here in France that I can accommodate them.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a beautiful idea. I've got a friend who does that out here, and
yeah,
her property is lovely, and people just come and rent the space, do
exactly.
lovely
Yeah,
yoga retreats, art retreats, sound healing, all
yeah,
this kind of stuff. And it's just a place to come and heal, and I think to connect with
yeah.
nature. And no, it sounds wonderful. I'm definitely going to be coming.
Thank you.
I'm gonna book my place.
Yeah.
So, how was the process of buying like a property or land in France? Could you kind of talk me through step by step how that looks?
Yeah. It's been quite a challenge to do so because like Idealista in Spain or your website of the off-grid homes, um, there are many apps.
Hmm.
So there are a lot of pieces of land offered,
Hmm.
but you know, the French, they cannot make good photographs. So if you see something, okay, it may look nice, but what is it? So
Yeah.
I visited more than 100 pieces of land.
Oh, wow.
You know, when I arrived there, I said, okay, I don't even have to get out of the car,
Yeah.
just go on because it's nothing.
Hmm.
You need the tranquility, you need the view, uh,
Hmm.
and um, so that was hard. But fortunately, if that's part of this manifestation process. If
Hmm.
you talk about it,
Hmm.
then people resonate.
Hmm.
So there was a few brokers that said, "Oh, but if that's what you want, go out searching there." And then people mentioned Montpazier as the place that was nice. And once I visited Montpazier, I thought, well, this is the spot. I want to be here.
Yeah.
And from there on, it's much easier to look because at first the whole Dordogne was
Yeah.
nice, but it's too big a department
Yeah.
to go searching for, and then you just drive crazy,
Hmm.
which is not wise to do. So once you have a spot, and of course I had my limitations because I wanted this sort of hybrid start with electricity and water in the neighborhood. So I
Hmm.
could start with the normal sort of electricity and water.
Hmm.
And that's not everywhere. Um, so I found a place, agreed with the owners, and then the process starts of asking for the permit to build, because that
Hmm.
was sort of the main criteria to achieve the acquire the piece of land. That took me about half a year to
Wow.
do so, and I had to rush because from the 1st of January on from this year, no longer pieces of land like this are allowed to build on.
Oh, wow.
So they changed the structure of the land.
Hmm.
From my 30,000 square meters, 8,000 meters are able to build on.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I really wanted to have um, the the permit ready. And actually, the French holidays were one of the biggest issues because in August everybody is out. So I
Hmm.
wanted to have a conversation with a guy from the water company because he needed to put a stamp somewhere, but he was out for a month. So that takes time.
That's like Spain, yeah.
But eventually you'll get there. And it was the 5th of December I got my mail And the 5th of December is in the Netherlands, the day of, we call it Sinterklaas, so Santa Claus. So it's the presents for the kids. So I thought, well,
That's
that's my present.
fitting. Uh-huh.
So I was really crying when I got that permit.
Oh.
And then I thought, okay, this is the 5th, so the 6th I'll go to the notary, just sign, and we start. And then
Hmm.
build in the winter, so I can start in spring.
Yeah.
And the broker said, well, okay, now there will be a 3 months period of allowing the neighbors to protest, if any. But
Hmm.
I do not have any neighbors, so who cares?
Perfect.
Yeah, but still, they kept on
Hmm.
this 3 months. So the 10th of March of this year, I could sign with the notary.
Wow.
That was a happy moment. And at that day, the tractor came to cut the grass because it was, about 60 centimeters high, and I
Wow.
wanted to sort of see, okay, what's the total land,
Yeah.
and then I bought myself a large meter to sort of sort out, okay, if this is the area where I can construct,
Hmm.
where will I put the tent? Where will I put the house?
Hmm.
So, uh, you know, something I only have dreamt of. And then you stand there, I stood there in the rain, uh, but it was a happy moment because,
Hmm.
you're really counting the square meters. And quite soon, I bought the safari tent in Belgium last year, took it to France, and we started building right after.
Hmm.
So at the beginning of April, the safari tent was ready, and that was meant that I could stay on my own property, be there, feel it, and get the energy.
Yeah.
And that was really good. There was just one small thing.
Hmm.
I did not have any water. I
Hmm.
did not have any electricity,
Hmm.
nor a septic tank. And, I was so, I thought, okay, we'll arrange it. It will be there. Water was first, so that was okay. But then um, I dig the holes to put the water and electricity under the ground, but
Yeah.
we couldn't connect it uh, at the same time. So it took about a couple of months to arrange that. But
Wow.
it's all temporary.
Yeah.
And at first, water came. Then after that, the electricity. I bought myself a power station though, and
Hmm.
that's good because that works with solar.
Yeah.
So when the sun is good, the solar panel gives me quite a lot of energy. So
Perfect.
I'm not that have to rely that much on the normal electricity system.
Yeah.
I borrowed the electricity at first with the neighbors, uh,
Hmm.
connecting all the electricity. But then they had a dog,
Oh no.
and the dog saw the electricity in his garden and said, "Well, that's something nice to chew on."
Oh.
So he nearly he nearly got very injured by chewing on the electricity, but
Wow,
it worked out well.
he
So
survived.
he survived, and I survived.
So how is it with your neighbours? Do you get on well with the neighbours?
Yeah, yeah. You know, in France, you have to speak the language. That's
Yeah.
for sure. And they don't mind that you have an accent or that you
Hmm.
make mistakes, but at least you try and at least you start in French. They
Wow.
hate it when you say, parlez-vous anglais? That's something you shouldn't do. So
Yes.
every morning I have my French lessons on my phone to improve. But the best school is to just do it,
Yes.
talk the language, make the connection, and that's the advantage of working with, you know, the electrician, the plumber, well, whoever, the mayor, that you have a lot of conversations.
Yeah.
I'm even dating French ladies,
Well, hey.
which is which is very good for your French.
Yeah. That's
um,
amazing. Well done, you. So some people might ask, like, why didn't you just buy a plot of land in the Netherlands then? Why did you choose to like go to a new country, have to learn a language, all the stress of the bureaucracy in another language? Why didn't you
yeah,
just choose to buy a patch of land in the Netherlands?
yeah. Um, the first answer is actually I've been born too much up north.
Hmm.
I should have been born somewhere in France or Spain.
Yeah,
I belong here.
yeah.
I'm not sort of made for the Dutch weather, but
Mhm.
also for the hectic and stress in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So I was fed up with that. And, you know, I love the Netherlands, and it's one of the most well organized countries.
Hmm.
It's very wealthy. I've got my three kids over there, and I really want to see them and to see my friends. So that's good. But if it comes to this new life, I
Hmm.
thought, well, it must be somewhere. And of course, I could have even gone further. I could have chosen for Thailand, uh,
Hmm.
but I thought, no, Europe is fine. So I've been looking both in France and in Spain.
Hmm.
Um, but my heart said, you belong in France.
Wow.
But I must say, I will remain Dutch,
Hmm.
meaning that the French law says that you can stay here for 6 months. So I
Okay.
will be here sort of spring, summer, fall. And then in fall, I will rent out the house next year. And I've got a camper van. So I want to travel. And then I think I'll go either to Spain or Morocco to travel. Uh,
Wow. You're really living the dream, Paul.
yeah, well,
I
let's
love
hope
it.
let's hope it will be real. But
Yeah, well, I'm
I'm
sure
convinced.
like you're very aware of manifestation. You've got the
Yeah,
vision, you've got the dream, and you're just doing it, which is
exactly.
amazing. So, because I asked you this in our community meetup, we had the first call a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
So, what does freedom mean to you?
yeah. You know, to me, it's definitely being able to do whatever you do want to do, and um, um, that you can decide to do it directly.
Hmm.
There are no restrictions, and um, I've always felt a lot of restrictions, either by power. I was one of the guys that had to be in the military service by then. And
Wow.
then somebody said, "Oh, look at me! I have stars on my shoulder, so you should obey." I said, "Well, what the heck, these stars? If you're
Hmm.
wrong, you're wrong." Huh? What does power mean? And we see that in the world nowadays, what
Hmm.
power means in a negative way. Huh?
Hmm.
Um, so that's the thing, but I think the time limit is definitely one.
Hmm.
And now I forget the days.
Yeah.
It's just another fine day, and
Yeah.
it's a good day to plant trees
Yeah.
or so you look at what's the weather going to be today instead of, oh, it's Tuesday, so I should go to or I must do. No,
Yeah.
no stress.
You're just able to live in your own harmony, wake up
Yeah,
when you want, do what you
yeah,
want each day, just be able to choose. I think it's just having freedom of choice, isn't it?
yeah,
Not being
yeah,
told what to do.
yeah, yeah,
Wow, it's amazing.
yeah,
And I think when you live off grid, it's really lovely because, like you just said, you really live in tune with the seasons and the
yeah,
weather. More
yeah,
than anything, I feel like that's what you really are in
yeah,
harmony with.
yeah,
And things like, in the UK when it would rain, you'd feel a bit sad and a bit like, oh, whereas in Spain, especially when we're living on the mountain and we were harvesting rainwater, you'd be
yeah,
celebrating, like you'd be thanking the rain gods.
yeah,
And then when it's sunny, you know that you're getting all your power and you can charge everything and it's
yeah,
great. Yeah, you really are connected to nature again. I think you feel more like an animal, like rather
yeah,
than just like
yeah,
a robot in the system just
yeah,
going through the motions. You really feel like, this animal part of you comes out.
yeah. Talking animals.
Yeah.
I had a robin in my tent this morning,
Oh, wow.
and we all know the meaning of the
Hmm.
robin, and it's so nice that he or she even chose to be in the tent. And
Wow.
okay, relax, enjoy.
That's so special.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah, it's
So
nice.
you're currently living in a yurt then. What
Yeah.
what does day-to-day life look like for you in the yurt?
Well, I have a dog, a 3-year-old Labrador, Bente. Uh,
Hmm.
very sweet dog, and uh, she wants to play in the morning. So we go
Hmm.
out and go for a walk. That's for me also the time that I can see, okay, what's the weather will be today.
Hmm.
And I always check the land because we do have a lot of wildlife here.
Hmm.
So it may be that the wild pigs they have been here on the land, but it's all good. It's good. And then mostly I work on the land at the moment.
Hmm.
I'm sort of in the process of um, making the vegetable garden ready. And I have planted quite some fruit trees too.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so that's just been done. But it's
Hmm.
nice to work on it.
Yeah.
And next Monday is a very exciting day because then the house will come on a trailer
Oh, wow.
because it's a prefab house. So on Tuesday they start building.
Wow. You have to send me some photos. I'm
Yeah,
really excited to see that. That's amazing. So I mean, let's talk about that then. Where
yeah,
did you order this house from? Did you design it and they build it? So how did that look?
yeah. I try to make sort of smart combinations, and
Hmm.
um, with the house, I said, okay. Uh, I was even thinking about, okay, do I need a house or is the tent okay? But then
Hmm.
I thought, no, the tent has its limitations. For now, it's it's better to be there in spring and summer,
Yeah.
uh, not in winter time.
Hmm.
So okay, I need a house. I want a house, but I do not want to spend all of my money on it.
Hmm.
So what can I do? And I had quite some offers of what's possible. And quite soon I ended up, okay, a prefab house will be the best.
Hmm.
And that's always a wooden house.
Hmm.
And I was very much attracted to a wooden house. And then I thought, okay, I want it in the style of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now, this neighborhood, Dordogne, has had a lot of tobacco. Um,
Mm.
um, well, yeah, they had a lot of tobacco and they dried it in old barns.
Hmm.
And these barns, they have the wood in the vertical style.
Hmm.
So I thought, okay, if I can find something where they have the lining vertically,
Yeah.
then it sort of fits in the surrounding.
That's
And I found it.
amazing.
And I found it. So it was just okay. Do I need two or three um, sleeping rooms?
Hmm.
How big do I want it, etc. But I very much kept it to the original. And of course, all wood comes from Eastern Europe. We don't have to, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
Uh, but I ended up buying it um, in a Dutch sales office, but that's more because of my Dutch background and the
Yeah.
VAT. It
Yeah.
helped me a bit. Uh,
Uh-huh.
but it could have been a French house too.
Wow.
Um, and
And
it's
what's
nice that it only takes a month to build.
wow, 1 month.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
And are you going to build it yourself or will the company
Well,
bring?
yesterday I was driving with my trailer
Hmm.
to a brico where they have all the isolation stuff.
Yeah.
So my trailer is now full of isolation for the walls and the floor and the roof.
Wow.
So that's my role of you know
Yeah.
um, getting the things and um, sticking to the budget, sticking in the timing,
Yeah.
uh, make connections to people because that's the hardest thing
Hmm.
to get to get it rolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Definitely.
and for instance, I thought, but my daughter lives in a house where they have this. Hey Google, uh, can you switch on the lights?
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and I said, well, that looks nice, and
Uh-huh.
I don't need that much wiring.
Yeah.
I thought
Hmm.
so. I thought, okay, I want this. But the French then say either it's too complicated, thus too expensive,
Hmm.
or well, but you have to stick to our new French norm
Right.
because it's the house is very well isolated.
Hmm.
Uh, so meaning that it's all up to par to all the standards.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, and then they say, well, this or that is not possible.
Hmm.
And okay,
Yeah.
fine. Just have to.
Is that due to risk of fire, say, or something?
No, it's all about the environment aspects
Ah,
of
okay.
not spending um, having a house that's very well
Yeah.
built. And
Yeah.
that's of course because that's both for Spain and France. There's
Yeah.
so many houses that are, you know, uh, they have a lack of um, uh, good isolation or
Yeah.
uh,
This
uh,
this house was a nightmare when we bought
yeah,
it. I mean, it's the electricity was just a joke.
yeah,
And I think that's very common, like you said, a lot of houses in France and Spain. I think they're trying to get better on it with the regulations because it is just dangerous, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah. So in terms of the off-grid systems that you're planning to use, could you just break down, how you're going to do your electricity, your water, your heating, your waste?
yeah, yeah. Um, well, the I I sort of think the other way around because many people in the off-grid world
Hmm.
um, started with start with nothing and
Hmm.
then uh, maybe buy something to make it more comfortable.
Yeah.
And because of the restrictions in France, I said, okay, let's start with just a normal water connection and with
Hmm.
a normal electricity connection.
Hmm.
And with the electricity, I even chose to make it um, that well equipped that when people come with an electric car, they
Hmm.
can charge it.
Yeah.
That not my my whole system blows away. Uh,
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's good.
If somebody comes with his electric bike, they can just charge it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But um, the other day, I found out that there is a source um, close by.
Oh, wow.
So I will talk to the people here. Okay, can I make use of the source?
Hmm.
In front of the house, there will be a terrace, and in front of the terrace, I want to build a water basin
Hmm.
um, where I can regenerate the water from the rain. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, um, so I can use it for my vegetable garden. Uh,
Perfect. Yeah.
um, so in that sense, I'm sort of okay. First step will be the luxurious one, but then
Hmm.
afterwards, okay. And then if I can maybe filter the water, what
Hmm.
can I do with it
Yeah.
after that? Huh?
I think that's a very
Uh,
sensible way of doing
yeah.
it. And it's like this house, the house we bought originally was completely off grid and it was very
Hmm.
basic
Yeah.
systems and we kind of improved them over time. But this house, it was on grid when we bought it.
Hmm.
And I almost like put me off. I was like thinking, oh no, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Like, shall
Yeah.
I buy it? But the house is so beautiful in such a nice location. It's like, don't let that put you off. Like, let
Yeah.
be on the mains and then
Yeah.
work backwards. And
Yeah.
actually, I don't think I would ever come off the grid completely, but I'd
Hmm.
like to have both.
Yeah.
So there's no point, because we have a well, so we're going to tap into the well, get a
Yeah.
pump and get a filter system.
Yeah.
I'm never going to cut off the mains water because
Yeah.
why would I do that? Just have
Yeah.
have both. So
Exactly.
if something ever happens to the well, at
Yeah.
least I can go back to the mains, and then
Yeah.
if something happens to the mains, I've got the well. And the same with like the power,
Yeah.
like we've got our solar system in now, but we use the grid as the generator.
Yeah.
So whereas before on the mountain we had like a diesel, no petrol generator, and
Yeah.
I couldn't even start it to be honest. Like it was so hard to start. But here it's like when the power gets low, it just flips back onto the grid.
Yeah.
And it's like having the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Like, I've still got
Yeah.
that
Super.
control if something
Yeah.
happens to the grid or the powers that be shut it all
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But it's also having the luxury of both. And I quite
Yeah.
like that. I do
Yeah.
quite like that now.
Yeah.
So I think you're very
And
sensible.
it's a very, very steep learning curve
Yeah.
because you know in the Netherlands. Oh, that's the dog. um, in the Netherlands, I live in an apartment, so
hmm
uh, I can't deal, for instance, with solar panels because it's all arranged by
Yeah.
the apartment. And now I have to choose on my own and see what's best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And last week there was a lot of wind.
hmm
And then I thought, okay, I don't really like the view of windmills,
hmm
but they do have domestic ones, and
Yeah.
they are very small nowadays. They are
Yeah.
not the big ones anymore. So I thought, well, that may be a very sensible way of getting your energy, uh,
Definitely. Yeah.
uh, because I'm a bit more uphill, so there is a lot of wind. And well, let's make use of the wind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. I love
So
that.
it's good to investigate and see and talk, and then, well, just make the decisions.
That's it. And I think like you can always start small. So like
Exactly.
our
Yeah.
solar system is very basic and very small because we do have the luxury of the grid as well to flip between. But we're just going to add to that and add to that. We can keep clicking on panels. We can keep
Yeah.
adding batteries,
Exactly.
and you just kind of see, well, what consumption am I using? How much do I
Yeah.
actually need? And just keep, growing it
Yeah.
gradually over time and there's no
Yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
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 And so with the heating as well, is that going to be purely off log burners?
Um, I haven't decided on that yet because at first I thought you've got this split airco systems,
Mm-hmm.
but then I thought, well, you know, for the heating it may be okay because it's very efficient,
Mm-hmm.
but for cooling down, do I want an air conditioning in a house?
Yeah.
Then well, you better open the windows and enjoy, huh? And
Uh-huh.
and if it's too sunny, then close the windows. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't need an air conditioning for that.
No.
So I thought, well, it's not a good investment to do so because then you buy something for the wrong reason. Huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So either it will be wood or another electric system. They're finding out right now. So I'll have to decide in a week's time.
Well, you have to let us know again. When you've built the house and everything and you've been living in it, we'll have to do like I mean, me and Jack would love to develop the podcast and the brand and
Yeah,
actually go around people's houses and do like
yeah.
little video tours and stuff. So we'll have to come to you and just see how you've done it all.
I have my Instagram account of the land. The land's called Les Champs d'Or, which is the French word for the fields of gold.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
that's because of the song of Sting.
Yeah.
Uh, I love the song, but at that time we were looking for the fields with a view of the cornfields and
hmm
the gold. But you can
Wow.
either look at it from a specific point
hmm
that you want to see gold, but you can
hmm
also think of a broader way. Oh, this view is a golden view.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm very happy with the name Les Champs d'Or. So I made an Instagram account where I can, post. I had a time lapse where I planted some hay trees.
Amazing.
Uh, Next Monday, I think I'll make a time lapse of when the house arrives, when they unpack
Yeah.
it.
Well, we will definitely in the show notes, I'll definitely link, your Instagram and anything else for
Yeah, great.
people to connect with you. So
Thank you.
another thing that I know that my listeners would love to know is how are you sustaining the lifestyle financially?
I've got sort of three pillars. And my philosophy is okay, that's what you do not use, you
Mm-hmm.
rent it out.
Mm-hmm.
So the mentality is that you have to be able to share.
Yeah.
I do not live in my apartment in the Netherlands, so I rent it out. And I was so lucky that my son wanted to rent it.
Yeah.
So he's living there now with his girlfriend, and they are very happy.
Perfect.
But for me, it's um, one part of sort of dealing with my daily costs
Yeah.
of the house and the insurance, etc. Then I have two camper vans,
Mm-hmm.
and well, the ones that I do not use, I rent them out. And fortunately, this year, my son has been so good to hand over the keys to the people.
Yeah.
I found a good platform to rent it out. So yeah, last night I even had contact with people who are now in Spain with the
Mm-hmm.
van
Oh
and
wow.
having a lot of fun over there. But well, for me, it's income
Yeah.
at the moment.
Definitely.
And the third pillar is well, was something I hoped for that it would come this year, but it really takes longer than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But then next year, of course, I'll rent out the tent. I've
Yeah.
got three small tents in the house, and I'm flexible with it. So, and my car is a small camper van. So,
Mm.
if I rent out everything, for instance, if a group of 16 will come, I've got 16 beds in the end.
Wow.
Then I say, okay, I'll just stay in my camper van and
Yeah.
I'll be around, but you can have it all.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you
That's
need to be
amazing.
flexible. You don't need to, oh, okay, this is my kitchen, or I want
Yeah.
my sleeping room. No, it's whatever comes, being
Yeah.
flexible.
That's really cool. So you're basically utilizing and monetizing your assets
Yeah,
and generating what I love is like that passive income. You've got that
yeah,
asset and it's not like you're
yeah,
having to trade your time to
yeah,
make the money. Your flat
yeah,
is making you income, your
yeah,
motorhomes are making you income. So it's really clever
mm,
way of doing it. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah. And I'm thinking of offering the programs because, of course, I can do career advice
Hmm.
coaching online. I prefer to do it here in
Hmm.
the Dordogne. Unfortunately, for instance, if people want to come by plane, Bergerac is very close, so and they can come by train or by plane or even by car. So that would be nice to accommodate them and to have them here for a week.
Yeah.
So then it's not just renting out, but also doing a program.
Wow.
But that will be my next step for next year.
That's really exciting. I
Mm.
really love it. And I love how you said I think that the key is you just got to be adaptable, haven't you?
Yeah,
Like, if this
yeah,
doesn't work, then that's
yeah,
okay. Like look at
yeah,
this avenue instead,
exactly.
You've got
Yeah,
look at yourself as like an asset as well. Like what skills do you have? Like you've got these
yeah,
amazing skills of your career counseling and everything. So you're gonna funnel that into the retreats, yet you can also do that online as well. And it's just, yeah, it's just looking at what you've got, isn't it? And how can I
Yeah,
monetize this? How can I,
yeah.
use this asset to make me money? So it's really inspiring. I think people are
Mm,
going to love listening to this
mm.
podcast.
Thank you.
So, what would you say to someone who feels the pull towards this lifestyle but is afraid to take the first step?
Yeah. No, I always said something that's very obvious, but is so very true. Listen to your heart.
Hmm.
And I mean that too many people listen to their head instead
Hmm.
of the heart, because the heart tells, and the heart says, but you're not happy living
Hmm.
your life you're living right now. And if you listen to that, then there are always solutions. You don't have to do everything at once. You can start in, for instance, working part-time and starting doing other things you really like, but
Hmm.
it's not making the money you expect. Or so you can start small things. You
Hmm.
don't have to move to another country for full time. You can start for a few months a year.
Hmm.
Uh, um, and I think one of the best things is keep it simple. Spending money is something everybody can do, but make it affordable for yourself.
Hmm.
Uh, and I think the off-grid style makes it affordable. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm thinking of having some sort of a home base in Spain if I travel in with a camper van in the winter.
Wow.
And you know there are pieces of land of 4,000 euros,
Hmm.
uh, and you just have your own spot.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's so good
Yeah.
to um, have something on your own and build on your dream,
Yeah.
because I think that's most important, to really live your dream.
Yeah. And how would you say to people to really connect to their dream? Because like some people that I coach, I'll say, "What do you want?" And they don't know. Like
Okay.
they really don't know what they want. So how would you say, or how have you been able to really connect to yourself to figure out what you really want out of life?
Yeah, I think the people who say they don't know, sorry, um, I think they listen too much to their
Hmm.
head, because they know.
Hmm.
And one question, what's very helpful, is to ask, what did you do when you were very, very young?
Yeah, I love that.
What did you play? And many people said, oh, I was so happy playing outside. Okay,
Yeah,
and what are you doing now? Yeah,
yeah,
I'm behind this computer on the seventh floor.
yeah,
And how do you feel about that? Well, not too good.
yeah. Yeah, it's going back to that childhood,
Yeah,
isn't it? And
yeah,
really tapping into the child within.
yeah,
That was it. That was my kind of process. I grew up very fortunate to be riding horses.
exactly. Yeah,
I was just in the field constantly with the horses, making dens, climbing trees. Um, and then, when as I got older, you kind of get sucked into society, and then, I'm going out clubbing, I'm putting on fake eyelashes and fake tan and trying to fit in
yeah,
with everyone else, and but not really feeling happy,
yeah,
and not really listening to myself. But then
yeah.
actually when I started to go within, and I started to actually look at like conspiracies and all that. I won't go in there
Mm.
now. That could be like hours and hours of podcast content. But um yeah, just going back to nature, and that is
Yeah,
where I was most
yeah,
happiest. It's a shame, isn't it, for children though these days? I think I was probably the last generation, I think, and Jack, who's a little bit younger than me, to actually have that childhood of
Yeah,
being in nature a lot. I think a lot of kids these days are just stuck on iPads, they're stuck watching telly, just
yeah,
technology bombarding them. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how that generation grow up and
yeah,
the mental health implications of having a childhood like that.
yeah. But it's also changing. I see it
Mm,
with my kids when they are here, and say, well, we feel so relaxed, and we can so much understand you're happy here. And
yeah.
my youngest daughter, she lives in the middle of, the fourth biggest city of the Netherlands. Uh,
Wow.
so it's very busy and a lot of noise. But she says, "Oh, my dream is what you have, and living this tranquil life with, you know, the nature around.
Yeah.
That's so nice."
Yeah.
So one day, um, for sure, she'll have something like I have now.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you're right. I think society's going this way, but I think actually there's going to be a massive shift where it's like,
yeah,
no, this is too much. Humans
yeah,
aren't made to be
yeah,
living life like this.
yeah,
I just hope
yeah,
that the powers that be don't make it, you know, super hard for people to actually live like this. Because I know on
yeah,
TikTok, I've posted a few things about off-grid living and they've got restricted, they got taken down, they got, this is going against our community guidelines. And I'm only talking about off-grid life. So it does make me wonder, you know, how
yeah,
powers that be are going to ultimately control
yeah,
the future.
yeah,
But where there's a will, there's a way. And there's no, like
yeah,
we said earlier, there's no point in looking at the negatives and the fear factor. You've just got to go for it and just try
yeah,
at least.
yeah.
So
And, I'm very happy to see so many, let's say, free souls around me,
yeah,
either here in France or in Spain, Portugal.
yeah,
There's so many.
there
Uh,
are.
we even have a dating show on Dutch television now, where people who live in their camper van,
Oh wow.
they get visits from other people, and that's a nice conversation because
Uh-huh.
when they talk very enthusiastically, uh, then you see in the eyes of the other people, okay, does it really work like this? Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
um, but it's a nice life you live.
yeah, definitely. And I think there's that saying where your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah,
So as soon as you
yeah,
get into that
yeah,
vibration, you will just start attracting opportunities and people into your life who are like-minded.
yeah.
So I won't keep you much longer. I'll just ask one
Hmm.
more question. So what has this journey really taught you about yourself?
Good question. That I may be very grateful that I have made the step um, to do it, and that I know that whatever may occur during the day, the next day will be a better one.
Hmm.
So um, uh, stand up
Hmm.
and um, uh, just don't sit down and grieve of what's happened to you. Um, um, uh, Live your life and um, adjust, be flexible, uh,
Hmm.
and find another solution.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
well, Paul, thank you so much for
Mm.
joining me
Mm.
today. I've
Oh,
absolutely
you're
loved
very
chatting to
welcome.
you. I
Nice to do.
think I think people are really going to find it inspiring, and like I said, you'll have to keep us updated,
Oh
if
yeah,
the
well.
journey's going. We'll do another podcast, maybe a year's time and just see how life's developed for you. But yeah, thank you so much. So I won't take up any more of your time
Mm.
today. Like I said, for anyone who's listening, I will pop all of the ways that you can connect with Paul in the show notes. So yeah, thank you so much. And
Well,
we will keep in
good.
touch.
Yeah, we'll definitely do. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Have a lovely weekend and we'll
Okay,
speak
thank you.
soon.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.